It's so great to be with all the neighbors, families, and the kids for the first day of opening up this beautiful park. Joining me today is Jimmy Ayala, who's the division president for Pardee Homes. Jimmy, thank you for everything that you've done. Chris Powell, who's Pacific Highlands Ranch Community Park Advisory Committee. Chris, thank you. And Frisco White, of course, who is the chair of the Carmel Valley Planning Board. Frisco, thank you. This is a great day not only for this community, but for the entire city of San Diego. Anytime we get to open a new park, I love it. I just want to stay out here and not go back to City Hall today, because it's much better to be out with all you. But this is another very important step forward for our city and for our neighborhoods, because we are in the midst of one of the largest park expansion efforts in modern city history. And today, of course, we are celebrating the completion of this beautiful new rec center and this park for this community. And I was just talking with Jimmy, and says, you know, it's a facility until there's actually people here and it becomes real, and it's a park. And so to see all of you here today, to see the kids enjoying it, to see the sun shining, it's worth the wait. And so I just can't say enough about how important it is for our quality of life in San Diego that our families deserve parks, and that's exactly what the residents of Pacific Highlands Ranch are getting, which is a magnificent new park for everyone to enjoy. This, of course, is going to be a remarkable place where the entire community can come together, spend time outdoors, make lasting memories, and really just enjoy all that San Diego and our natural environment has to offer. So I think probably all of you know, who have had a chance to check it out. This is a 5-acre turf field, 2 dog parks, children's playground area, discovery play area, skate plaza, and a bike pump track. And I can see the bike pump track from here. I think is that the first one we've done in the city, Herman? That's awesome. That looks really good. If I was, I don't know, 30 years younger, I might get out on the bike pump track, but maybe I'll come back I'll just come back this weekend. And I love the parkour and the playground facility. Again, this is kind of a new type of playground for the city park and rec department. So I wanted to thank Herman and all of our designers. Truly, it's about pushing the envelope, pushing the edge, and to try new great things for kids, for families, for seniors of all ages. It's also impressive that we have, of course, a 17,000-foot recreation center with a gym, a multi-purpose room, and a courtyard. And of course, this rec center also includes solar panels that will generate electricity, of course, to reduce the park's energy by 36%. As I think some of you know, well, you can apply for that, yes. I made a commitment a while back that we were going to break ground on new or improve 50 parks in just 5 years. And today is a big step towards that effort for our city. So far, we have opened 23 new parks and nearly 3 dozen that are in various stages or design and production. And I say that as a person who, before I was mayor, before I was on the city council, I was a volunteer on the city's Park and Recreation Board. I know how important parks are to our families, to our kids, and to our communities. And that's why, as I said, I love the effort, and I love everything that we've been able to do. And so as we are providing these new parks from Torrey Highlands, San Ysidro, Mission Valley, those are just some of the communities that are enjoying this new investment. And that's why it's so important. And of course, as we are here this morning at Pacific Highlands Ranch, this would not be possible without a great public-private partnership and the community that got involved and saying, here's some of the opportunities that we have for this park, and here's how we want to make it special and make it our own. And I can't thank enough the partnership from the folks at Pardee Homes on the development of this project. This is a great example of the private sector and government working together for one goal, helping to make our neighborhoods better. So on behalf of a grateful mayor and a grateful city, I want to thank Pardee for all that they have done to really put in the extra effort and energy to make this park a special place. Jimmy, thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our speakers here today. We will begin with Jimmy Ayala, who is the division president for Pardee Homes. Jimmy, come on up.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Would you like your glasses?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
I'm going to try this without the sunglasses, but Thank you everybody for being here today. It is my pleasure to be able to represent Pardee Homes today in this long history that Pardee Homes has had in Pacific Highlands Ranch. It's my pleasure because there have been plenty of quality leaders before me at Pardee Homes that I wouldn't be here without them. So, including Beth Fisher and a long history of folks that have worked at Pardee Homes. So thank you to them for getting to us to this point. Pacific Highlands Ranch has always been envisioned as a community where somebody would live, work, and play. And today, this community park is a critical component of that vision and delivering the play aspect of it. So it's really exciting for me, the entire Pardee team, that we are at this point of delivering this park. Being a master plan developer is a very rewarding career and a very rewarding business. And it's important to recognize that as a master plan developer, you are responsible, in our opinion, of working with the stakeholders in the community to make the communities better so that these folks can live here and live very good, prosperous lives as they move forward. One could say that this community was built on relationships. And a couple of the relationships that I want to mention here today are Chris Powell from the Pacific Highlands Ranch Park Committee. Chris's ideas were progressive, unique, and as the mayor said, this park is different. And it's because of Chris and his volunteerism and other ideas that he had that pushed the envelope that this park has some really unique features to it. Earlier, I was mentioning to Frisco White another great partnership that we've had in this Carmel Valley Pacific Highlands Ranch since the 80s, potentially. Frisco and I first worked together on a park in Mountain View, actually, in District 4 in the late 1990s. But what I appreciate about Frisco is our partnership. Our partnership's based on trust. Every time we've told Frisco and the Carmel Valley Community Planning Group that we would do something, we've always done what we said we were going to do. And part of that trust is built on that. And I want to thank Frisco for all your years of volunteerism. You're the most reasonable, pragmatic chair of a planning group that I've ever met, and you've really helped get this community to where it is today, and I wanted to thank you for that.
That's high praise.
I go home now.
Yeah, you're done, Frisco. It's good.
Next, I'm going to have to draw upon a little list that I have here for all the business partners that have worked on this project to get this project to where it is here today. First, TB Pinnock. If there's folks from TB Pinnock here, please raise your hand. Thank you to TB Pinnock, the general contractor for our project. ASR Landscaping, Andrew Reese with ASR Landscaping. Ciros Landscaping. I see Ciros Delgadillo here. Schmidt Design Group, one of the more professional designers of parks in the city. Hannah Gabriel Wells, the design architects for this beautiful building. Mark Sullivan, project manager. Project Design Consultants, PDC. Recon Environmental. Civil Sense, civil engineering firm, Makia. Rick Engineering. Cass Sawalski Architecture Consulting Architects, Latitude 33. She doesn't like to be mentioned very much, but a key player to this was Elizabeth Hansen, Southwest Strategies. To the entire Pardee Homes team. I know I see a lot of you here today. I know we talk a lot about business. We talk a lot about the homes that we deliver. You work at a place that doesn't only build homes, we build community. And this is a great example of some of the communities that we build. Special thanks to Alan Kashani. Alan Kashani couldn't be here today, but Alan Kashani lives in Pacific Highlands Ranch, and I know him, his family, and his son Jameson will spend a lot of quality time in this park. I also wanted to mention Chris Nichols. Chris Nichols is here. He helped us get to the finish line on this park. To everyone here today, on behalf of Pardee Homes, thank you very much for all your help, your support, and getting this community to where it is here today, and helping us celebrate this great community park. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Chris.
Come on up, Chris. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Come on up, Chris.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm a longtime resident of this incredible community, and I served as a member of the Pacific Highlands Ranch Community Park Advisory Committee. It was an honor to be actively involved in helping PHR reach this milestone today. The PHR Advisory Committee was formed to ensure residents and stakeholders had an opportunity to learn about the park and provide meaningful feedback to the park's design process and the actual construction itself. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our advisory committee, which consisted of representatives from across PHR, including Dan Kern from the village at PHR, a wonderful shopping area over there, John Adelman of the San Diego Union High School District, who was instrumental into allowing us to have shared use of the visitors' parking from Canyon Crest Academy, as well as the adjacent field on Pacific Trails Middle School that is available for the public to use as well. And then residents Daniel McCallion, Scott Curry, and Manjeet Renu. Through ongoing public meetings, email dialogue, and significant participation from our community, the final design for the park was reviewed and unanimously approved not only by our committee, but also by the Carmel Valley Recreation Council, and then eventually the City of San Diego's Park and Rec Board. Today, I strongly believe we have a park that meets the needs of residents of PHR, Carmel Valley, and beyond. Whether you're into playing traditional sports, skateboarding, running, playing catch with your dog, or simply gathering with friends, this is a park that offers something for everyone. The park is also extremely special because it contains San Diego's first public bicycle pump track. Children now have a place to learn fundamental bike handling skills, and teens and adults can sharpen their two-wheel skills on the same track. And the location could not be more perfect, given there's several schools in the immediate vicinity, including Canyon Crest Academy and Torrey Pines High School, both of which have mountain bike teams. I'm hopeful, given this new resource, both teams will excel in the years to come. Again, it was an honor and a privilege to participate in this thorough and inclusive planning process, and I'll forever be grateful for the opportunity to serve our community. Thank you to the City of San Diego and Pardee Homes for their guidance and willingness to involve the residents in this process, and to their openness towards including new programming alternatives like the pump track. It's been a rewarding experience, and this is something we can all be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yes, well done. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris, for all of your help. And finally, I'd like to introduce Frisco White, who's chairman, of course, of the Carmel Valley Planning Board. And again, to Frisco and Chris, thank you so much for all of your help to make this the unique park that it truly is. Frisco, come on.
Thank you, Mayor.
Come on.
Well, hello, everyone. I think you know me. Thank you for the accolades, Jimmy. And I'm glad you have a better memory than I do. So I've been on the Carmel Valley Planning Board for about 18 years now. And prior to that, I spent 8 years on the Planning Commission. And when I was on the Planning Commission, PHR came to us for our final review and approval. And I'm glad I've witnessed history from then to now. And for those of you who do not know, the Planning Board is recognized by the City of San Diego and was formed by the City of San Diego to give input on development proposals in the communities to the City Council, Planning Commission, and also to our mayor. And but I want to give you a little history on how we got here today. Back around 2010, the Planning Board had some discussions, and Pardee was a part of that discussion as well. And our discussion centered on the fact that PHR was sort of stymied in its development because of the connection to SR 56 and Interstate 5 ramps. And as you know, the ramps are still not here. So back then, we decided to amend Proposition M, which had that hindrance on PHR, because we wanted to see PHR develop to its full capacity and as it was master planned by Pardee and others. And so we formed a Blue Ribbon Committee of a lot of community folks, and I want to recognize some people that were on that committee. Manjeet Renu, who is a resident here, he served on the board with me at that time. The chair of Torrey Pines was also on that committee, and also the late Scott Tilson, who gave a lot of input and a lot of work on that. So we formed the San Diego Citizens for Responsible Planning, and we formed Proposition C. And Proposition C took away the tie of the connectors to PHR development. So It was unanimously approved by the City of San Diego, and I think about 80% voted in favor of that proposition. However, we did have some limits in that proposition that tied real estate development to infrastructure. And so we had limits that you could not build X units until, for instance, this park was in place. So if you fast track now to today, you can see the accomplishments of that work of Proposition C. If you look around you, we have a viable retail, commercial, mixed-use center. We have a diversification of housing here in PHR. We have new schools. We have new recreation centers. And we also have new parks. And so without that happening with Proposition C, that we need to give you a hand as well, because you were instrumental in voting for that. And we only have one more thing to do on my agenda, which is to see Village Center Loop connected. And I think, Mayor, we need to work on that so we can get that connected. So other than that, it's been a pleasure to serve you for the last almost 20 years. And I don't know how much more I can do, but I figure if I do a couple more years, I might be able to get a gold watch.
20,
yeah, if I can get a gold watch out of the deal.
Very good.
So thank you very much, and I enjoy working with the community.
Thank you, Frisco. I love that. Well said. And before we conclude and make this official, I too want to thank a few folks who are here, have been instrumental. I mentioned earlier Herman Parker, our Park and Rec Director. Herman, thank you. It's great to see you. I'll read this list here, then you can applaud at the end, but a lot of great folks. Andrew Field, Bruce Martinez, Mark Kalernan, Jim Winter, James Nagelvort, Louis Shar, Kevin Oliver, Mike Rodriguez, Milan Karas, Igor Levin, Anas Kazia, and Reza Tagliani. All of those folks involved in that, give them all a big, strong round of applause. And also, I want to thank the San Diego Union High School District for their collaboration on the joint use agreement. As you know, joint use agreements are really the future of how we're using our parks with our schools, with our kids, and with the communities on after hours and weekends. And so I particularly want to thank the efforts of the Executive Director of Planning Services, John Adelman, for really helping to push this across. So John, thank you. And finally, as I said before, I want to conclude again by thanking Pardee, who from the very beginning said we're going to work with the community to make this one of the most special parks and to bring this project to life for this community. And so now let's make it official. Let's go out, actually cut the ribbon and open this beautiful park. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ready?
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Thank you.